this guy doesn't really like this guy. Well, more specifically, this guy's company. So, like, what if this guy became CEO of that other guy's company, and we can kind of see what kind of it's what if Elon was CEO of ULA? It's pretty epic idea. I was just honestly thinking one day, hey, wouldn't it be weird if one day, since Elon's been like going after ULA and Tori Bruno on Twitter and stuff, last few weeks, like, what if Elon one day became CEO of ULA? What would he do to make the company epic and amazing? And he would probably put a lot of Dogecoin flags on the rocket. So I put a lot of Dogecoin flags on the rocket, and I made some other improvements, So yeah, this is just kind of what would happen if Elon was CEO of ULA. I don't know. He'd probably do some weird stuff. So basically, we're just gonna see how he would change the design of both the Atlas V and the Delta IV Heavy, because those are the two main rockets that ULA flies right now. So the Atlas V is what we're going to be starting off with. Obviously, there are some epic improvements to the center core there, but the boosters, they're liquid fuel now, and they have liquid fuel engines. And the big change here with these ones is, as you can see, they are partially reusable boosters. They will detach their engines, and the engines will parachute down. Now, yes, this is kind of ironic, because this is quite similar to the smart reuse thing that ULA is going to do for Vulcan, hopefully. Where basically they will have the center core. The SRBs are still completely expendable, but the center core will detach its engines, and the engines will parachute down. I really tried to recover all of the booster stuff, right? But there was not the Delta V available. So I just say, what's the next best thing? This probably. So I don't know, ULA. Elon is probably like, I don't know, shaking nervously, having a mental breakdown that he can't actually land the booster. But this is close enough. He took a big L on that one, but this can come into land, and then we can go check back up with the core stage and see how it is doing on board the Atlas V, the improvement, the superior 5, whatever. So now this thing is basically just a Falcon 9. I decided to keep the engines, because the Russian engines, they're pretty solid engines. We kind of weird to try and swap them out and stuff, because they already work quite well on Atlas. But now the center core is quite slow here, so it's going to try to do a lot of work. The side boosters, they have a lot of thrust, but not that much, not that long of a burn duration. So basically, these got to do is they kind of just try and lift the rocket as high as possible, and this core stage has to try and accelerate, basically. So it's about to get ready to stage away its tank here, and there it goes. Pop the fairing, and now we're on to Centaur, which is not going to get changed, because Centaur is it's a really good upper stage, everyone. Centaur is the bomb. It might be the best upper stage. I'm sure Elon agrees. I hope he does, at least. That'd be weird if he didn't. But as you probably would have assumed, the core stage, just like a Falcon 9, is going to be doing the good old propulsive landing. So we're going to be doing 2 burns here at the core stage, or 2 more burns. So this first one is basically a targeting / deorbit burn. Not deorbit burn, but entry burn. So basically what this burn serves 2 purposes. One is to be able to correct our trajectories so we're actually coming in over land, which would be bad if we aren't, because I don't have a drone ship. And the second purpose of this is to slow the booster down enough so that it isn't coming in too fast over the ground and like melt and not be able to slow down and stuff. So we have grid fins on it, as you can see. We have some landing legs, and it's basically just going to land like a Falcon. A very, very, very epic. It also is very epic. Transition to plugs. You should subscribe to my channel. Yeah, or not. You could join our Discord. We do fun stuff. You have like a Minecraft server. That's pretty dope if you like Minecraft. I've been spending way too much time on the Minecraft server lately. We got all the fun stuff. You can become a channel member, you can become a Patreon, you can buy my merch and give me money and whatever. Thank you everybody who does support the channel. You guys are the bomb. But now this is actually, I'm playing this back at 1 times speed, because oh boy, even with that burn that we did, this thing is coming in. It's pretty fast, man. Like, we're going over a kilometer a second. You're crossing 15 kilometers above the ground, and yeah, the G's you'll start to see here will start to rack up pretty quickly here, and this thing is going to slow down quite aggressively. Then we do some sort of aerodynamic braking here. Things you can see, I'm trying to point the thing as far away from retrograde as possible, because that'll give us the most amount of basically aerodynamic braking. So as you can see, I have the yaw and the pitch fully deflected to try and get the thing moving a bit. So you're going to do some more wobbly maneuvers to try and get the speed as slow as possible as we get ready to relight the engines to do our landing burn as we cross around 2 kilometers, about just over 200 meters a second, and then we're getting ready to start our landing burn right now. Landing burn has started, and this is basically a textbook landing. SpaceX would know how to do this. Like, I tried to make this like realistic, right? Like, I know Elon would love to do like some sort of crazy fully reusable, but like realistically, this might be what happened. What would happen if Elon became CEO of ULA? And there come the landing legs, and here we go. Oh, now that I'm gonna. That was a freaking good landing, man. You know. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. That was like third, fourth try, I don't remember, but it took a few tries. That was actually one of my better booster landings. But now we have Dream Chaser, because Dream Chaser is kind of a cool thing. I've only shown my Dream Chaser recreation, I think, one time. It was like 8 months ago, probably, and it's not that good. That's why. Don't ask why I haven't shown it. It's bad. I guess it's not like that bad, but I've made better recreations. But I decided it'd be a good time to break out the new Dream Chaser. But we have the Centaur. The Centaur is unchanged. It is a really good hydrogen upper stage. Elon has said that he likes hydrogen upper stages, so yeah, he doesn't like hydrogen bottom stages, which, like, you know, who could blame him? So, now, no one really asked for it, because you're here to see the Elonification, but I decided to just include the landing of Dream Chaser because it's kind of a fun little plane here to land. As you can see, well, I'll keep this bit kind of quick because I know you guys want to see the Delta IV Heavy, which is going to be coming up here in just a moment. After the Dream Chaser landing. Dream Chaser is really cool. They got to get Vulcan. Hurry up. Come on, Jeff. Get the engines. Come on, Jeff. Wait, Jeff who? I have a funny video coming up. You guys will see some peak Jeff memes. It'll be amazing. So, coming through about 15 kilometers now with the Dream Chaser. This thing is a garbage glider. It is just about the worst glider you've ever seen in the history. It's probably worse than the space shuttle. My KSP creation of it, at least. Like, it just falls out of the sky. Like, you can see how steeply we're descending. We have our nose, like, basically 20 to 30 degrees down, and just watch the speed. It is just decreasing. There's about 15 degrees nose down, and the speed is it's not accelerating. This thing is just falling out of the sky, and here we go. Coming in, landing gear down. That is not how the landing gear is supposed to look. I'll explain in a second. And plop. Not good. We just fell out of the sky basically on that one. And because of the really messed up landing, yeah. Attempt number 2. I didn't show the bit where it tipped over because that would make me the first one tipped over. But that never happened because I never showed it. But this was attempt number 2 where it actually worked. You can see how it kind of wobbles its way down the runway. The reason the landing gear like that is because I made a few modifications and I was like twisting the fuel tanks and I forgot that I twisted them. So the landing gear were twisted and yeah. Point is, it worked. So Delta IV Heavy, this is the other one. And I just said how much Elon doesn't like hydrogen bottom stages. And this is a hydrogen bottom stage. So realistically, you would change this, but it'd be kind of weird because then you'd basically just be making it entirely. If you change the Delta IV Heavy tanks from hydrogen to kerosene, it's like Falcon Heavy. So I wanted these to be. I mean, good 1 engine, 3 engines, right? But I wanted to change. I wanted to keep this like a little bit more realistic. Like, it's not like you just come in there and like make a new rocket overnight, right? It wouldn't really be the Delta IV Heavy. It'd be like the kerosene for. I don't know. Not very creative, right? So the Delta IV Heavy is actually quite unique in the fact that its ratio of upper stage to bottom booster stages is quite strange. Like Falcon 9 is about 70% bottom stage and then 30% upper stage. But then something like Falcon Heavy is closer to 90% bottom stage and 10% upper stage. The Delta IV is like 95% bottom stage and 5% upper stage. It's crazy. The upper stage is pretty small on the Delta IV Heavy compared to the boosters of the core stages, right? So that means if we are able to fully recover all 3 of these boosters, that would make Delta IV Heavy the most reusable rocket, out there, which is pretty cool. Because Falcon Heavy is the most reasonable rocket right now at about 90% because of the boosters and stuff. So I guess you could say New Shepard and Virgin, but those are suborbital lame orbital. Anyway, so here come the two boosters. I'm like rambling through this whole entry here. So we have the two side cores, and they're coming in. This is very similar entry profile to Falcon Heavy. So basically, the way it works is these side cores are going to do boost back burns, and then the center core is going to continue on to land down range. It's probably one of the more efficient ways of doing things. The left one is coming in for a really aerodynamic entry. You can really see which one I did first, because you can see how I learned how to better land the booster. So yeah, this is basically a Falcon. We have the grid fins and we have the landing legs. Like I said earlier, I try to make this like realistic, right? Like what would Elon want to do? He would probably like want to put flaps everywhere and make it belly flop and flip, and you know, if he actually were given this thing. But what would he realistically be able to end up doing? Probably something along these lines, you know, because Elon says a lot of things, but what actually ends up happening, but oh my, check out the right hand booster. Check out that landing. Oh, not quite as good as the other one, but that was pretty good, right? That first one. I don't know. I seem to like myself. I don't know if this sounds very like self-absorbed, like, look at my landings. But anyway, Mr. Banana Man is our payload. If you don't know who he is, he's this little epic banana dude I got. He's been like a running almost joke on the channel for a long time now, probably 6 months. But anyway, we have separated the core stage, and now we're going to land the core stage. We're just going to do actually a very similar landing profile as the Atlas core stage did. So it's going to do the flip around. You're going to do that like trajectory change, entry burn thing, two birds, one stone type of a burn. That sounded weird, but anyway, we're trying to pump a little bit of fuel to the bottom to keep it nice and bottom heavy so it doesn't flip all over the place. We have grid fins. We have another very, very, like 1 kilometer a second entry coming through 15 kilometers. Very similar to the Atlas booster, actually landing on the same landmass, actually. So all over the place. All over the place. And here we go, getting ready for the land and burn. There it goes. We have a landing burn startup of that RS-68 engine, and we're getting ready to deploy the landing legs, which will be coming up right about now. There they go. Epic. It's so satisfying watching the legs come out. Like, oh yeah. And look at that land. I don't know. Judge for yourself. I don't know. Those are not normally how I land boosters. I normally like careen them into the ground at 10 meters a second and hope they kind of stay intact. So that's why I'm so happy about these. Like, they're kind of a little bit out of the normal. Trust me, if you watch my streams, they're not normally that good. It's usually like 10 attempts and they're flipping all over the place and crashing and tipping over and wah. So, you know, these working is kind of new. But anyway, we're just going to do a very similar thing to the Roadster, like on Falcon Heavy, because it's Falcon Heavy, Delta Heavy, same Delta 4 Heavy. So we're just going to go launch this thing into interplanetary trajectory, and then we'll basically just call it a day for Elon's version of ULA, the better, I don't know, there's some people like ULA, some people like SpaceX, and, you know, I don't know, but on screen is all the members. Everyone's a member. Thank you for being a member. Also on screen we got the Patreons. If you're a Patreon, thank you. But I'd like to thank you for watching. Until next time, please don't comment to this video, and again, thank you for watching. Till next time, and bye.